What's going on, world? It's your boy Twiz, and I just kind of wanted to just kind of go on a little rant, if you will. Got into a discussion with just some of my younger peers, and I just was trying to advocate to them that when you create music, have a purpose behind your music, have a purpose to the reason why you're doing your music, because a lot of times, especially being young, we just create music to just create music. We'll rap about things that we don't have and that we don't do just because that's the wave right now, that's what's hot right now. I'm guilty of it too. When I was a teenager, I just rapped and said things about things I didn't know. I never trapped a day in my life, but yet if you pull a song that I did back in high school, I was talking about doing some of that stuff. Never even did it, but I did it because I thought it was cool. So, I try to tell them that let's have a purpose. And as adults, if we're creative and stuff like that, like, how can we create songs and contents that we won't let our kids listen to? How can we create and promote stuff that even if you do it, how do you promote that stuff and glorify it when there's people out here and there's youth out here who like to do those kind of things? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even advocate for that? I mean, and regardless or not, you're a role model, period. I mean, you at some point in time, it don't matter if somebody was a role model to you or not, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Like, you already know what it is when it comes to just morally doing things right. Like, I'm not about to promote violence and then, it's all in my songs, and then I tell my kids, hey, don't go out there, don't do this, don't do that. You're being hypocritical. So why are you creating this kind of content where you can't even play it in front of your grandma? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to switch it up. Well, grandma, I rap, you know what I'm saying? And you got to sell some kind of fairy tale of what you're doing and what kind of music you create. The content you have on your page and stuff advocates for all kinds of crazy stuff, but youth and stuff is following you. And I get it. Don't get it twisted. I understand there's different brackets. You got movies and stuff for adults. You got movies and stuff for kids. You got music that's for adults. And you got music that's for kids. I get it. But I would say music is the only genre where music is the only, platform where a kid or somebody that's a youth puts out content that's adult-like. In movies, you don't see kids doing adult movies because they separate it. PG-13, rated R. Like, you don't see youth content inside a rated R movie unless it's something that maybe like based on a true story, or it is trying to get you in a mode to realize how serious the event is going on in a rated R movie. And 9 times out of 10, a kid is not watching that. Music is the only thing where we allow youth to promote and talk about certain things that they're not supposed to do that adults do. And that's a problem. That's a problem in the industry right now. And the most successful people, you may say Twiz, such and such put out, movies that's for adults, but the most successful people are well-rounded. They got your movies for adults. They got your products that's for adults. And then you got stuff with kids. The Rock. Love The Rock. The Rock has done some movies that's action-packed that you probably couldn't show your 9-year-old daughter or your 8-year-old son. But at the same time, he's also done movies for them too, like The Tooth Fairy and Jumanji and all kinds of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like, be balanced with it. But if all you're doing is promoting drugs and sex and all this stuff, and then you're on a platform where everybody can see you, what's the point of that? It's no longer segregated as far as the content that's being issued out. Music is the only realm where we allow the things as adults that we do and that we say, and we expose it to the youth, and then get upset when we can't blame us, or I'm not a role model, you can't blame the kids. The kids are gonna listen to what they want to listen to. I don't believe that. I mean, now don't get it twisted. I know music is probably the most accessible things, but there has to be some kind of control on that, because everybody, the world ain't trapping, bro. I get it's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but the whole world ain't trapping, bro. There's good people out here too, just like there's people who do things that's not very nice or proud to be of. You feel what I'm saying? And I can't even say that without having to think about what words that I'm going to use. So as much, and I feel like if we're going to have a platform to where the norm is to talk about drugs and all this good stuff, there should be a platform or a radio station that's playing both. I mean, if you wanna take it to that kind of level, you gotta mention both. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be artists just because you don't curse and talk about stuff. You shouldn't be penalized for that. Now on the radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is up with that? You know what I'm saying? How are you penalized for that? You know, you don't hear no clean music on the radio. None. Absolutely not. Instead, you have to push that to the gospel rap stations, the gospel music. I guarantee you, them top 40 stations, they're playing clean music. Now, you may got some party music on there too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I guarantee you, they're not talking about murking each other. They're not talking about killing each other. They're not talking about selling drugs on them pop stations. They talking about partying and having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Why is the urban stations the only genre, the only stations that's promoting this stuff? That's a problem. That's a problem. Country stations ain't talking about killing each other. They talk about having a good time, partying, dancing, occasionally drinking. But who don't drink? You know what I'm saying? Who don't drink? I was at Walmart last night and saw a whole bunch of stuff. It's a problem that the urban station is the only genre of music that's promoting killing, drugs, sex, and all this stuff. And that's the norm. Urban music now, more than ever, has taken over all the radios. They even got country people collaborating with a trap artist. Like, urban music has so much power, but yet it's the only genre that is promoting all this stuff that's killing our people. Like, you got to understand, that's a problem. And the fact that we feed into it and that we allow our youth and we allow our culture to continue to create this music and we're glorifying like this is supposed to be the move, it's a problem. It's a problem. If you don't see this as a problem, I'm sorry. But I can't get on that wave. I used to do that. So I'm not just coming out of nowhere bashing people, because I used to be one of those rappers. I used to be one of those rappers talking about what I used to do. Hard body. And I've done some things that I've actually said in my rap too. But now, with technology and the internet allowing us to reach more people at a high frequently rate, that's a problem. Before then, you just had to be exposed to the music. You had to be exposed to that type of music. And if you didn't know people, if you didn't go places that really played that music, you weren't exposed to it. But now it's so easy to be accessible at your fingertips. It's now a bigger issue. It's affecting our youth. It's affecting everything. I see teenagers' music videos. They're talking about all kinds of stuff that they probably don't even know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Or have no idea. I mean, look at 6ix9ine right now. This dude is a product of what this music industry has done. This man faked the funk, and then once the funk caught up with him, he got caught up, and now he's snitching, and everybody is clowning him and making him, you know, the guy to be like, hey, man, he's snitching, and they're making fun of that. But you ain't never got caught in that, though, you know, which is why we say you need to rap what you're talking about. But at the same time, you ain't got to fake it to be this person that you're not to make it in the music industry. You don't. You don't have to do that. There's plenty of successful people. Beyonce don't never talk about selling drugs. And she's sold platinum worldwide. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of people that's like that. Usher ain't never talking about, and yeah, those are singers. Jay-Z started out talking about rap and stuff. I mean, talking about trapping and stuff like that, and which got him the buzz. But the one thing that he did is he got out of that. He started rapping about stuff, but now he don't have to talk about selling drugs and trapping and stuff. Like, we glorify that. And, you know, if you talk about that stuff, it is what it is. But at the same time, I can't glorify that. You know what I'm saying? I can't glorify that. I can't let my kids. It's bad enough. I got to fight against the people that be in the world, the people who allow their kids to do everything. And now I got my kids explaining the stuff to what's all the stuff that they're talking about. Kids dancing to music that they don't even know what they're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? They could be talking about trapping and selling drugs, and just because the beat and maybe the voice and the lyrics and the mix is dope, I mean, come on. Like, for real. That's a problem. That's a serious problem, bruh. And as a creator, we need to take control of the things that we got going on, the things that we make. Now, I get it. Every content can't be kid-friendly. I get it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be cautious of what your music and what you're putting out. If you curse, all right. Everybody's not going to, the world curses. Okay? I know me personally, I try my best not to curse. If you hear me curse, I'm probably really having a very bad day. But at least if you're going to be spitting music and you're going to curse and say things, speak about some stuff. Speak about some real stuff, not stuff that's trapping ain't real. Everybody don't do that. And as an artist, your ultimate goal should be to be one of the highest, the most successful possible. But when you're at the top, the people who are at the top ain't trapping. I guarantee you that. They not trapping. All right? They businessmen and businesswomen. They money is legit and they getting millions. They ain't getting them quick bands, them trap money. You know what the real trap is? Performing. That's trapping because all that money is yours. You're performing. Even if you sign a deal, you have to pay all this money back for all this stuff, but the money that you keep is when you perform. That's the real trap. That's where you really get it out the mud. You performing almost 6 months out the year. Bigger artists do more than that. That's the real trap. If you want to get it out the mud and hustle and do those things, that's the real trap performances. That's the trap. You ain't got to be on the corner and sell drugs for that. The real trap is performing. So if you're an artist and you want to talk about making it big, get your performance up. Make people see why they got to pay X amount of dollars to come see you perform. Get that up. If you want to trap. But you know, I just had to vent on that because that's something serious, man. That's a problem in our culture. It's a problem in our urban community, bruh. That this is what we glorify. This is what we do. It's a problem. And I don't know who else may be on board with this wave, but I'm going to do my best with my powers and my connections and my community and what I put out to put out a positive vibe. To show that this music thing, it ain't all crooked. This music thing ain't all bad. It ain't all gimmicks. It ain't all smoke and mirrors. That you can make it by doing something good, by speaking about something real that people can relate to. If you ain't in the trap, it's almost like, how can I relate? If I ain't in the trap or if I ain't talking about God, how can I relate? There's a fine line in between. Everything ain't got to be, you ain't got to rap all about God. Sometimes some things we can talk about things on earth. We live on earth. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you have a sad day, you got in a relationship, if you make a song about a relationship, how you hate that person, that's a genuine feeling. Because we all been there. We all said things we all been in relationships where we like, man, I just hate that person. We've been there. We've been in low places. That's a feeling. People can relate to that. That's what music is about. How you feel. You know what I'm saying? How you feel. You can talk about NWA all you want to. They cursed and said the N-bomb almost in every song. But guess what? When they say F the police, you felt that. Because that's what they were going through. You feel what I'm saying? While that's not maybe the best thing to do to promote, but I mean, you felt that. You see what I'm saying? Like it was an emotion. It was real. That's how they felt because they were trying to do something and the situation was bad. You feel what I'm saying? That's real. That's an emotion. But promoting to sell drugs and everybody that they trapping and they got money and stuff, there's more ways to get money than trapping. And I guarantee you while everybody going trapping, they kids and stuff going to these nice schools and they going to these nice places and they doing things because they eating off our children because they got them buying into whatever they're selling. You feel what I'm saying? And it ain't the move. It's not. It's a problem, yo. Wake up, fam.